The clarion call for opposition parties to unite for change has come and gone, largely unheeded by its intended recipients. Deep fractures in political parties and within the opposition continue to be exposed as we head into the final stretch of the campaigns.
Why haven't we united? I think we really need to re-examine how we organize ourselves in a struggle. You don't get out of domination simply, that you just persuade the person dominating you to release you. No. You must show capacity to free yourself.
Dr. Ssemogerere, who has been described as a field marshal of the struggle, is now working against a situation where citizens give up on peaceful change and embrace violent means. Last year, the 88-year-old politician held the first dialogue on safeguarding and strengthening constitutionalism in Uganda as a function of multi-party democracy. The impression was that the dialogue would convince opposition parties to field a joint presidential candidate.
And now that they are in the field, for instance, they are experiencing the reaction of the people, how they are being received. And sometimes the most intelligent person is not necessarily the favorite, right? There are surprises. Kyagulanyi is a question itself. And I tell you, I like Kyagulanyi. Kyagulanyi we now have is more educated politically than the Kyagulanyi we had 3 years ago because of his disposition politically.
The dialogue identified structural problems that have had a huge impact on past elections and the forthcoming election. And these include a biased electoral law, faults in the makeup of the Electoral Commission, and the military, which has become the main governing institution in the electoral process today.
The more we focus on structural issues, the more we can bring in unity. And that unity will solve many problems of discord, problems even of tribalism, problems of bigotry.
On December 16th, a second phase of the dialogue was held in Kampala, where opposition presidential candidates, through their representatives, signed a declaration of principles which they hope will bring relief in the areas of the relationship between security agencies and citizens, Uganda's entrenched diversity, over-centralization and abuse of power, the built-in gaps in the electoral process, and the gross misuse of money in politics.
Whatever the results may be, I'm not one of those who say when things go wrong, people will be free or encouraged to take up arms and fight. My life has not been that way. I don't believe in violence.
However, there have been questions about the efficacy of responding to a military situation with modern democratic ideology.
Elections that we have been hoping to use somehow to get rid of this problem. Elections are encumbered with inherent challenges that unless we creatively engage with, we shall continue under the same problems. Even this whole idea of multi-party system. Multi-party is of course a wonderful thing, but can parties thrive under domination?
When Amin looked difficult to move, by any means, then there was this Moshi conference, and it happened that Amin had a quarrel with Nyerere. All right, so the circumstances then dictated. If that situation emerged, do not be overwhelmed. But if it comes to that, then you decide which way you go.
When you find yourself in a boat on turbulent waters, you need the best captain to get you to the shore, regardless of the weather conditions. Dr. Ssemogerere believes the education level, the history or appearance of the captain does not matter. What matters at this critical moment is that the person can steer Uganda to a functioning multi-party democracy.